My vlogs has been on toxicity, dysfunction with family, and it's going to be about whatever the hell I want to talk about. And it was on my husband, and now it's going to be on presidential politics 2024. I am fascinated with American politics. I am a student of American politics. I just don't like to get on a public forum and discuss my views. I do sometime, yes. I do call the United States the United Snakes of America, and the "K" in America is KKK. In any event, presidential politics 2024. When Jesse Jackson ran in the 80s, what was it, 84 run, Jesse run, and I was old enough to vote, but I wasn't voting. I don't know if he was the reason that I started, but I did follow the campaign, and all I kept hearing was black people died for us to vote. I didn't know the story. Grandma had Martin Luther King, John F. Kennedy, Robert F. Kennedy, and Medgar Evers hanging in her bedroom right above her head to the right. And I was young. I didn't know. I was go in my room and get whatever. And then when I go in there, matter of fact, it was on Granddaddy's side of the bed. Granddaddy slept on that side, but it was still in both of their bedrooms. But I remember saying, Grandma, no, when I first went in the room and noticed the picture, I'm like, who's these two white men? And why are they on the wall, in the bedroom, not even the living room, the bedroom? And I didn't know who Medgar Evers was. The only person I recognized was Martin Luther King. Then when I started asking questions, all I was told, they for the poor and they help the blacks. And okay, I'm gonna have to stop what I'm speaking because I'm looking at the CCTV and somebody is leaving the building and they can't know I'm on recording. So give me a few minutes and then I'll get back to my recording. I'm on work, I'm on duty. Drink some water, my throat is scratchy. Jesus. Ooh. Have a good night, you too. Sometimes the door doesn't slam lock, and if it don't, I have to go behind her, or else the outside can have access to this lobby. When I worked the JP Morgan Chase lobby on the overnight, that door was wide open, no lock. I ain't like that. I did that for 5 years. Only one or two people came in that didn't belong. One lady gonna tell me, I gotta use the bathroom. I said, we don't have no bathroom. She said, yes, you do. I said, no, I don't. Yes, you do. Well, guess what? You can't use it. How about that? Coming in lobby door 3 in the morning. I'm so glad. Yep, it wasn't locked. I'm so glad that the people here locks their lobby. I'm in Midtown Manhattan, Hell's Gate Kitchen or Hell's Kitchen section of Manhattan in Midtown. And these people tried to get in, homeless looking, vagrant looking, human predator, robber, raper looking. 5 years. I don't do that at JP Morgan Chase no more. Mr. Jamie Dimon. Okay, now I can get back to what I was saying. Presidential politics. So all of my life, you know, these people were for poor people, these people was for black people, and they good people. That's why they in grandma's bedroom, grandma and granddaddy's bedroom, and I didn't study them, and now I got older, and I studied them, and then when I get to John Jay College and the associate degree program, and we had that, whatever title of the class was, American politics, whatever it was about politics, I was ready for that class. Passionate. I watched CNN umpteenth hours per day before I went to college. I was just into it. Basically, I won't use word passionate or passion, but I spend many hours of my week, many hours of my day, week, month, year, checking out what's going on. Okay, we got that out the way. Presidential politics 2024. So Trump gets attempted assassination is made on his life. I remember 9/11. I was watching CNN after the towers fell, and they showed two separate reactions. People in America, you know, that lost lives, and just American patriot citizens that was disgusted about what happened. You saw them. Then they showed some Muslim, Middle Eastern area countries, their reaction when the towers fell, and they cheered like Super Bowl touchdown, Hail Mary won the goddamn game, jubilation type shit. Two different reactions to the same incident. And that pissed a lot of Americans off. Pissed them off. And I'm not gonna lie. Back then, September 11, 2001, I was very angry with the United Snakes of America. I still am, but I'm just saying. I ain't give a shit fuck what happened that day. And whoever the victim was, oops. But I watched myself. God said, look, you're my child, and at the end of the day, all of the lives belong to me. It was Fleet Week. It was probably Fleet Week 2002. So this would be 9 or 10 months after the towers fell. And matter of fact, it was 3 years after the towers fell. Yeah, it was in 2004. And Fleet Week, whatever year it was, I gets on a boat. Hudson River, East River, one of the Manhattan rivers, and it's Fleet Week. And even though you can see Manhattan skyline, Jersey skyline, for some reason, when we in the river and it's PM time, and part of the water was all dark, the sky and the water and everything was dark. It must have been a cloudy day. And I didn't know what part of Manhattan we was at. I did not know. And then while you on the deck of the boat looking out, you see a beam of light like a mile down. And I asked somebody, I said, what is going on over there? Because I didn't know the exact location where we was at. And they tells me that's ground zero. I said, oh, because they were still finding remains, human remains. There was still a lot of Twin Tower damaged building debris. And so the site that was there, they had beams of light, and somehow those beams of light were shining in a certain section of the water. And I didn't have no clue because, like I said, was we near Staten Island? Was we near the George Washington Bridge? The water, I didn't know where. I didn't know we was in the lower Manhattan section. Here I go, pop and jump. Oh, well, I don't know why the victims of 9/11 is mad at the Muslims that was in the plane. The people that should have been mad, y'all should have been mad at the United Snakes of America. They the ones who killed your family members, your loved ones, your friends. United Snakes of America. They are oppressing people planet-wide, global-wide. And then when people want to strike back, do like a quote-unquote Nat Turner on their ass, now y'all want to blame, You have to blame, nobody wakes up one day and says, let me get in a plane and kill myself. They are the missile, they are the warhead. Condoleezza Rice said it best. War is a business. When I saw that flow out, that black woman, Republican, conservative, Secretary of State mouth, I was like, whoa, that's how they look at it? A business, not human beings dying? A business? So I was talking like it was a business, and y'all blaming the wrong perpetrator. And the closer the ship was getting to where the white light was beaming in the water, and the closer and the more I was popping junk, now the water was calm. The waters was calm. And it seemed like when we went over in that area, all of a sudden, some type of force tipped the ship halfway. And all I said was, God, I'm getting ready to die, and this is the way I'm going out? Because I thought I was getting ready to die, there was a guy, me and him, because they was playing music. So me and him on the boat dance floor, and we dancing, but I'm still talking shit about the victims of 9/11. And then when the boat tips halfway and look like it's gonna flip on its side and sink, and I'm thinking, oh my God, we're getting ready to die. First of all, they was playing that type of music where you shake what your mama gave ya, shake, shake what your mama gave ya. And I was like doing my shit. Like I said, I was shaking what my mama gave me. I got gluteus maximus and all of that, and I was tripping. But anyway, the boat tips. I think this is the day I'm dying. You be surprised when you think you're gonna die, the second you believe this is it, what your body goes through. Because the guy that was in front of me that I was dancing with, all I can do was grab his neck and choke him. Not only do he gotta save his life from drowning, he got to get my hands off his neck. Like, what the hell is you doing, girl? And I just had a grip. I didn't know what else to do. Maybe I was gonna just choke him and he was gonna be my flotation device. I don't know. I'm laughing now, but that shit was not funny. And whoever was controlling the boat somehow got it back on track. And then I told the man, I'm sorry. I thought we was gonna die, I'm sorry. And then, because he was yanking, I looked at an expression on his face, like, and with all force, and he yanked. And then when the boat got back together, because the waters wasn't rocky and rough, so I don't know what that was about. That's when I said, God is telling me something. He ain't told nobody else on that boat. He told me. All life is valuable. People that died in the Twin Towers was from all creeds, colors, races, all religious persuasion, all political persuasion, everything. And they died a rough and horrible death, whoever was responsible. You got it in your mind who you think is responsible, it doesn't matter. You was in that building a couple of times, and you just better be glad the shit didn't go down when you was in the building. Because the state was a tenant in that building, and they had a job in that building, and I went on whatever floor, 68th floor. And I was so afraid to get in the elevator. It seemed like I was the only one by myself. I waited until I see other people. When other people come, now I'm riding with them. But they the last person is getting off on the 59th floor. I got to get off at 68. So I get off at 59, and I wait till somebody's going either 68 or above. I was scared. I said, you know what? This is a beautiful job. But even if they hire me, I can't work this building because I'm not going to get used to that. And I left the building distraught, crying because my height phobia. But it would be years later that the first incident, I think it was October 1993 with the Twin Towers, and then the second one that was accomplished as far as terrorists are concerned. Well, they feel both was accomplished, but anyway, when that happened, I thanked God years later. I said, thank you, Father. Now I know why I didn't get the job. Now I know why you have placed that fear phobia in me. Because if it wasn't placed within me, I would have been probably working the day the planes went in there. There was an office building in the Twin Towers where if you hit the lotto, you go there to whatever floor it was, 72nd floor, you get your check. So if you put $5 straight on 1-4 and it came out straight, that was $25,000. You went to one of those Twin Tower buildings, press floor 72, and got your $25,000. So there was some people that was excited and happy that they go in there and get their money, and they died. It hit the buildings after 9 in the morning. What's the first thing you do when you know you got some cash? You go right there when the building first business 9 o'clock, and they went up there and died. Besides, and I had a teacher talking about Windows of the World, the restaurant on the top floor, and she used to always tell the class, oh, you must go, Windows of the World. Oh, it's a beautiful restaurant. She was an African teacher. And Hey Drake, give me a break, and she was teaching us typing. And all I said was, Lord Jesus, I hope that African lady wasn't at Windows of the World when that happened, because I was going to check it out. They used to have postcards for sale, and the postcards was pictures of Windows of the World, and the view was awesome. And the waiters and the waitresses and the cooks that worked up there, and they see the plane. Oh, glory to the high, most high Father. There, but for the grace of God, it could have been me. So all of that to say, I learned to watch my tongue and not celebrate death of people, even if I don't. And getting back to presidential politics 2024. Video's 21 minutes long and I still ain't discussed presidential politics 2024. But Donald Trump, someone attempts to assassinate him, and woo, by God's grace, he lives. Do you know if he didn't live, how many people would have been like what I saw when the news showed two reactions to the same incident? They showed the Americans in tears and distraught, and then they showed Muslim, Middle Eastern type people, yes! Some people would have been like, yes! They got that motherfucker. And oh my God, the MAGA supporters would have lost their goddamn mind. You thought they was tripping on the Capitol riot, January 6th. Oh my God. Some people would have been like, well, I'ma just say, for some people, it would have been like a Martin Luther King type of moment. Martin Luther King wasn't president, but he was so beloved for his political stance on things. And when I say it's not an equivalency, but to the MAGA Republicans that love Trump to death, it would have been a Martin Luther King moment. They might have been rioting crazy throughout America, like they rioted and burned down the cities when Martin Luther King passed. So for those that wished, oh my God, they should have got his ass, yo, Aryan Nation, KKK, them right-wing, Second Amendment, I'll shoot you, fear for my life type of people, they would have went the fuck off, worse than January the 6th. And innocent people, a lot that look like me, would have paid the price. So, that's the Martin Luther King type of moment. The Robert F. Kennedy, John Kennedy type of moment, that he was a politician and he was campaigning and he got shot at his campaign. It would have been people distraught in tears. I hate to admit it, I wouldn't have lost no sleep. I would have been watching coverage. Oh yes, I would have been watching the coverage. Everybody, I want to see what Fox is saying, CNN, MSNBC, Al Jazeera, everybody. I would have been glued, late for work, everything, because I'm just consuming everything what the media is saying. But no tear would have dropped. I told people before, If Trump's racist, like everybody say he is, ain't nobody said that when we was in his 3 casinos in Atlantic City, when we was in his hotels. Ain't not one person say nothing about he's a racist. All of a sudden he runs for president, he's racist. You got racists, they will look at you, smile in your face, and do you dirty. And because they smiled in your face, you thought they was your friend, and they did you dirty. And they did political decisions that impacted your life negatively, but they smiled in your face, and you thought they was your friend. The only thing I'ma say I liked about Donald Trump, he let you know who the fuck he is. Don't snake me. The snake will bite you. Thurgood Marshall says snakes come in all colors. So at least I know who the hell I'm dealing with Donald Trump. I patronized his hotels and his casinos in Atlantic City, and I thought he provided the best hospitality out of Bally's, Caesar, Borgata, resorts. He the one put me in a room for free. He the one gave me $100 free play when everybody else gave me $15, $5, Borgata, 40. Trump gave me 100. Trump gave me $50 to eat. Trump gave me a free room. Trump got with Chase, my employer, and did Chase perks at work. You can spend time in the Taj Mahal, and part of your package is a nice penthouse type of room or presidential suite type of room, and it comes with free slippers and a robe. And as much as I've been gambling, them other places ain't do that. I used to see people in Taj Mahal in nice, fluffy bathrobes. I'm like, why do you walk in the floor like that? Trump was doing that. The other casinos wasn't doing that. And then I studied him when he was on The Apprentice and when he was on the CNBC show. I forgot the name of the show, but it was How to Get Rich or How to Manage Your Money type of show. Erin Barnett was the host. She left CNBC and I think she's on CNN now. But she hosted the show, and she would have different millionaires come and say, what's the secret to financial success? And I watched him there. If you want what other people got, you got to do what they do. And if they mentoring you and if they telling you, I'm all ears. So as a businessman, I listened to him. One time, Erin Burnett said, where you think real estate is going in New York? Homeboy said Harlem. And sure enough, 5, 10, 15, 20 years later, Harlem is gentrified and real estate, yo. Anywho's, so that's my comment regarding Trump's attempted assassination. For some people, it was a Martin Luther King type of moment. Had it come to pass, had the assassin been successful, it was a Robert F. Kennedy, John F. Kennedy moment. For other people, if I still had that hardcore heart like I had before the boat tipped over, I would have been like somebody said, the chickens was coming home to motherfucking roost. But God, if God ain't wake his ass up, he better. Because who gets shot? They said the wound is the size of a penny. We know behind our ear is our head, our skull. And the bullet, somehow, the size of a penny wound, was able to graze the ear and still don't hit the head and just keep flowing. God was with you, but your supporters got a different reason. God was with you because you're a good man. God was with him because he didn't want what happened after Martin Luther King passed away, the city burning. It might have trumped Civil War round 2, ding, 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 in the United States of America. So it's 30 minutes and 59 seconds, 31 minutes of this video. I'm gonna try to wind it down 4 more minutes for 35 minutes. And then I watched the debate, and Biden was letting Trump say a bunch of stuff, and he ain't like, what? Are you crazy? He was just letting him say whatever, and he ain't counterattacked that. I'm like, and then people's like, oh, he was so messed up, jacked up performance. And then people from his own party was saying, drop out, you should get out, you should get out. All I said was, I'm not a fan. I said earlier in this video, people died for the right to vote. So that's what propelled me to vote. And I believe I started with the Jesse Jackson campaign in 1984. But this year, if I was going to vote, I was going to write in a candidate, like I've been doing lately, for governor, for mayor, for president. I've been writing people in that's politically similar with my views. And I wrote the person in, because you can write the person in, they got a spot. So if me and 90 million people all wrote it in and it was all the same person, it doesn't matter who was the top Democrat, the top independent, the top Republican, 90 million people wrote this person in, they are the president. So I'm not voting, I'm just writing it in. If I was the only one that wrote in this person, one vote, then that was it. My vote spoke. But Roland Martin had an interesting analysis on why Democrats all of a sudden is wanting Biden to drop out. Ain't nobody want no black woman. When Hillary tried, when what's her name from Massachusetts? The teacher, she used to be a teacher. What's her name? Jill Elizabeth Warren. A lot of women ran. They be like, I'd be damned if this black woman gonna trump, pardon my expression, trump everybody else women that ran and be the president. Not happening. Drop out so I can get in there and snatch. Then you got some people, Kamala's black, but all she talk about is her Indian side of her family. My mother, my sisters, she won't say nothing about her black daddy. Nothing. She's so mad at her black daddy that her husband is white. So, but Roland was like, this dropout don't have nothing to do with Biden, has a lot to do with they don't want Kamala, a black woman, because at the end of the day, she black. And history can't go down like that. Now, when Barack Obama whipped McCain's ass and whipped Romney's ass, you know what people were saying? Even Romney and even McCain was saying, a nigga beat me? Yeah, a nigga beat you. Excuse my expression. If a nigga beat Donald Trump and the woman, oh my God, they gonna lose their motherfucking mind. That's my synopsis for presidential politics 2024. So I see today Biden caves in and drops out the race. I wanted him to stay sick or whatever and miraculously win the election, and then after he wins a second term, then he goes to the people and say, I can't do this no more, I'm not feeling well. And then Kamala steps in and is the president, no protests. That's how we got the first black governor of New York, Governor Patterson, because Eliot Spitzer got caught in scandal and he was the lieutenant governor. Patterson was the lieutenant governor, and so Eliot was forced out. Nobody can protest. The first black governor. Did he get reelected again? That's what I'm not remembering. He might have got reelected again. But that's what I wanted Biden to do. Would I have voted for him? Nope. I vote because my people died for the right. But I'm staying off both the Democratic and the Republican slave plantation, because both plantations know what black people in America have contributed and what we sacrificed and died from, what we're suffering and enduring, and both take our vote for granted. With all due respect, Grandma and my mother and others, talking about you have to be black to vote Democrat. Remember Biden said, if you don't vote for me, you're not black. I didn't vote for you. Guess what? I'm still black. And this February 2024 that just passed, I was very mad at Biden. They must have went to him and said, Biden, it's Black History Month. You know, for Black History, you got to make rounds. You got to visit some black institutions, churches, or whatever, and show that you support Black history. He must have said, okay. It was a leap year this year. So instead of 20, if it was this year, yeah, I think it was this year, not last year. But 29 days in February, he did not want to do Black history at all. He waits till February the 29th. Look it up. I was watching World News Tonight with David Muir, or I was watching CNN, or whoever I was watching. Oh, Joe Biden went to such and such Baptist church, whatever, Ebenezer, whatever church he went. It was a black African Methodist Episcopal. It was a black church. He gets there the last day of February because he didn't even want to go. I'll wait. He waited till the last minute so then it could come on the news how he supports Black History Month. I was offended. For that, you shouldn't have just didn't come at all. I remember you was one of those white senators, congressmen, whatever you was back in 1991 when Clarence Thomas was being considered for justice of the Supreme Court, and Anita Hill testified how nasty, perverted he was. You was one of the main ones. I don't give a fuck what she said. He's gonna be the Supreme Court. And when they asked Thurgood Marshall, okay, so your replacement is black just like you. What's your opinion? Thurgood Marshall, I saw that interview. Look it up. Thurgood Marshall says snakes come in all colors. He called Clarence Thomas a motherfucking snake. And what is he being accused of today? Doing snake shit, even though he's on the Supreme Court. Him and his white wife. So, I believe, I done passed my 35 minutes, it's 41 minutes. I guess I'll make this an hour and wrap up. But I believe, okay, Biden says I'm out and I endorse Kamala. Kamala is like, whoa. But you signed up for this anyway. You got your white husband, you got Barack, you got Hakeem Jeffries, you got Cory Booker. I saw you and Cory on some Senate such and such committee going in on a black coon police deputy sheriff, whatever, hardcore black Republican, and he was saying some stuff. Cory got in him, Hakeem got in him. Y'all look it up. But since I saw all of that when you was just a senator, I believe the Democrats all had a meeting, persuaded Biden to drop out. They're going to go on the national media and say this was a patriotic leadership type of thing you done. You didn't punk out. They're going to say Trump is not a leader. They're going to say leaders do the hard decisions, even if it means not leading the country. Kamala, we got your back behind the scenes. We're going to tell you what to do, but you're in. That's going to motivate a lot of women. Because I saw black women voted for Hillary Clinton, and I was mad back then. I'm like, why are you not voting for Barack? Because I voted for Barack. You should want a black first, then the woman. But black women was crying because Hillary lost. They was so mad they wasn't even going to vote for Barack. I'm like, he looked just like you. Put the black man in office. Barack had to make Hillary Secretary of State for some of Hillary's women supporters, black ones, to say, okay, maybe with the Secretary of State position, she can be president later. But you got some women that don't care. As long as you a woman, I'm voting for you. So those same women, they're going to be trying to get Kamala in. Blacks, even though she more identifies with her Indian side, but there's going to be a crew that says the first black woman president, and then you're going to have blacks, like we came out for Barack, they're going to come out for Kamala. Yo, this is going to be something. This election is going to be something. And if she pulls this off and win, Trump is going to be like Mitt Romney and John McCain. A nigga beat me? But Trump's gonna say, a nigga bitch beat me. The Pakistani or Indian population, based on the heritage of Kamala and her mother and them, they gonna be rooting for her. Something tell me she gonna make Chuck Schumer the vice. And that's gonna get a lot of white votes, Jewish votes. Amy Schumer's the cousin. Celebrities. This is gonna be something. If she makes Schumer the vice, I'm trying to think who else. She can't make Cory Booker. They're gonna be like, look, y'all asking for too much right now. A black woman president and a black man vice, he would be the first vice. And Trump, they miraculously win, and Trump be like, niggas beat me? She gonna make Chuck Schumer the vice. She gonna make Cory Booker not even Secretary of State. She gonna make him head of the Justice Department. All of those anti-lynching bills and yo, Civil War round 2, ding, ding, ding is coming. This is a very unstable nation, a very divided nation. They are arming themselves. We saw at the Capitol riots, they had bear spray that they spray if the bears is attacking you in the woods. Guns. What do I got? My fingernails. Department of Correction wouldn't even give me my good guy letter and keep my Lady 38 Special 5 shot. That's all I would have had to defend myself. And my bulletproof vest. My kids ain't got nothing. My husband, he gonna have a motherfucking gun. He probably got one or two. My baby daddy, that nigga got a gun. My son told me. He was shooting shit upstate New York. Them Birches keep guns. So, I'm just trying to stay economically sound, working. I average 96 hours a week at $19 an hour. Average. Because I got more than one gig, and one pay this amount, and one pay that amount an hour. And the other pays that amount an hour. And when you average it, it's $19 an hour. And I'm just trying to get my children sound and afloat, stable, even if we don't own. Let our roofs be decent roofs from decent landlords with decent dwellings. We got a roof, we can eat. But we gotta be safe. And I'm glad you can't be in a redneck town by yourself because you don't want to be around your kind. You're gonna need to be around your kind when the Civil War break out. Because it's coming. So, I'm getting ready to hang up and go back and watch the rest of this news. The Republican National Convention is finished. I think the Democratic is next month. So we got to find out who the VP for Kamala is. And then we got to watch these snakes that have always smiled in black people's face. But now, when they was telling Biden to get out, not because they was behind Kamala, because they want the spot where all of the work that Kamala put in, they don't want to put in the work and just think they're going to get the top dog spot. That ain't how that goes down. Roland going to be doing what he doing. Y'all going to see, watch it. So, one final thing with Trump. What my crazy, nosy, inquiring minds want to know, Star Magazine type of mentality, had the bullet got him and killed him, all the things somebody like me would have been like, is there infighting with the Trump family? And I want to hear all the juicy gossip. Melania and her son Barron, they want this, they want that, and Ivanka, what is it, Ivanka, whatever the daughter name is. All the infighting and no, my dad this but if you watch that CNBC show with Erin Burnett, I forgot the name of that damn show, but Trump was always, you must have a prenup, you must have a prenup. So he settled all of that, so the family shouldn't be fighting. They would put on a united front for their dad, but at the end of the day, Melania don't care for his kids, only the one that's barren, and them kids don't care for her, and the other kids, the first 3 born, don't even give a shit about Tiffany. They don't. Because your mother broke up the motherfucking marriage and we supposed to love you? Believe me, that shit goes down in all families. If people going to look at Trump and say he manages multiple families well, he don't manage shit well. Ask where all them 3 Trump casinos at in Atlantic City. Gone. The shit, golf course, whatever he had in the Bronx, gone. A lot of shit. He had Trump airplane. Y'all remember that nice Trump jet shit? Gone. Trump helicopter when I'm in Atlantic City and Wyndham Skyline Tower, and I used to watch the helicopter land on Taj Mahal. Gone. He put executives in there. The plane crashed or they died. Gone. So he can't manage nothing. Every woman he had, he fucks around and cheat on them. But what dick don't? What dick don't? My husband cheating on me as we speak. My baby daddy had other babies, and mine was first. I got to contend. I got 4, now I got 5. His baby 5, his baby 6, his baby 7, his baby 8. I'm good with it now. I'm cordial with his children. Before, I'm like, get them mulatto motherfuckers away from me. I'm up there telling my sons, don't you dare. If people's fighting, you only fight for your brothers. Fuck them. My kids is like, Mom, but that's my sister. Okay, I calmed down. I don't need you to love. I've got my children. I can't hold them now. They may not be here, but they still mine, and I hope they know I still love them. Got my house, it still keeps the cold out. Got my chair when my body can't hold down. Got my hands doing good like they supposed to. Sharing my heart to the folks that I'm close to. Got my eyes, though they don't see as far now. They see more of how things really are now. Presidential Politics 2024. You can fool some of the people all of the time. You can fool all of the people some of the time. But who you can't fool is me. I know what time it is with this. Trust and believe. Trust and believe. Can't fool me. On some shit, a dick can fool me for 28 years. Oh, we're till death do us part. A dick fooled me for 28 years. For 10 years, a baby daddy fooled me. Please, whatever you do, don't have no other children, just mine. Okay. Dicks fool me, but this shit I'm talking about right now, that don't fool me. So, I'm looking forward to Presidential Politics 2024, post July 21, 2024. Kamala, watch. Chuck Schumer is going to be her vice. If she wins, Cory Booker is going to run the Justice Department. Who's going to be the Secretary of State? And if Trump wins, is there going to be no more republic? It ain't no republic. We still going to get murdered by the police. We still going to be miseducated. A lot of shit. Prison, school to prison pipeline continues. Gentrification continues. I'm going to be all right, whoever's in charge, because God is in charge of me. So whatever people, oh my God, there's no more America if Trump is the president. You know who you don't want? Kim Jong-un. You don't want him running America. You don't want him running the planet, yo. There's a statue in their Washington, D.C., their capital or whatever, a big statue, I think, of him or his father or both of them. And when you walk the street and cross the street, if you don't bow to that statue and keep going, you might get 25 years hard labor in prison. Everybody worried about white supremacy. Let some Asian supremacy get up in this piece. Will Putin supremacy get up in this piece? I watched a video where everybody walked down that street and they had to bow. Imagine if Trump, Biden, all of them white presidents had their big statue, and every time we walked the street and we didn't bow. And then you know what else happened? Some teenagers, South Korea, sent some video literature got it to the other side of North Korea, and some teenagers got a hold of some USB video, DVD, whatever, and they watched something that's popular in South Korea, and North Korea found out and put all them teenagers on the firing squad. This person's on the roof. I gotta go up there and tell him he can't be on the roof. And then on the firing squad, the parents had to sign agreements that their kids will not read this stuff. The kids read it, and that's what the hell happened. I gotta really go now because I have to enforce who's on the roof. Somebody is on the roof and they're not supposed to be. Let me go up there and tell them. Stay tuned. Presidential Politics 2024, and I'm out.